Yahoo everyone! Welcome back to the Serenity YouTube channel! Today, we are going to be watching Casual Geographic. This is a channel that I've been seeing recommended in the comment section of all of my More Pars videos. And it really intrigued me because, like I always say, I'm a bit of a nerd. And it seems interesting, and I think I've even seen some of this guy's videos before on TikTok or YouTube. I'm not sure where, but I recognize him and like his style of content. So I'm really looking forward to learning more nature facts. Because even though I'm a space VTuber, I guess I'm an Earth VTuber now too, because Earth is cool. And thank you guys so much for all your comments on the More Pars videos, for clarifying like some things I didn't understand, or giving me even more fun facts on what I consumed in those videos. It's been really interesting. I'm learning a lot, especially with the Komodo dragon stuff. I was like, they don't eat humans. Oh yeah, they absolutely can. But anyways, as always, if you like this kind of content, be sure to subscribe, leave a like, and a comment down below if you have any other video suggestions. I also stream on Twitch at serenrenity_. We play lots of retro games and indie games and pixel games, and right now I'm doing a playthrough of Hollow Knight Silk Song. But anyways, let's get straight into it. Alright, I decided to watch his most viewed video, the most popular one, animals that got the middle finger from evolution. It just seemed really interesting, and I feel like it'd be a good introduction to this guy's channel. So let's go! If it'll load.
Evolution is a named Emily. That's it. That's the whole intro. Don't
What?
get me wrong, the concept of evolution's pretty cool. It's the reason Geographic is flexed high in the entire animal kingdom. But there are just times where nature and evolution decide to team up and absolutely hoe an animal's entire existence. So here are 10 animals that I personally think got done the dirtiest. It's not exactly in order, but obviously some animals are going to get violated more.
Dinosaurs!
And I say that because if this list were actually in order, the octopus would probably medal at the Oppression Olympics for... Well, let me explain. Octopus are highly intelligent, and scientists believe they have the same cognitive ability as a 2-year-old human.
Is that an octopus solving a fucking Rubik's Cube? Who took this image? Sorry, I'm so intrigued.
Which might not seem impressive, but that means octopus are on the same IQ level as some dogs.
Wait, he said 2-year-old, right? That means an octopus is as smart as my cat. Isn't that what they say about cats too? Are all animals just 2-year-old toddlers at this point? What the heck?
They're even smart enough to use tools, whether it's using the tentacles of the venomous man-of-war as a weapon, which they actually do, or carrying a coconut around to keep as a travel-sized panda.
That's so cute! I want an octopus as a pet. It's so cute.
But being smart is the only thing they have going for them.
What?
First of all, most octopus come into the world as orphans.
Yo! Why you gotta do them dirty like that? Naruto was an orphan, don't mean you gotta freaking put them on blast. What the heck, man? You have to believe in them, Date
The
Bayo.
octopus will spend months guarding and washing her nursery of up to 50,000 eggs. Since it's too dangerous to leave them alone, and since there's no daycare underwater, she often won't eat the entire time. Which means once the clutch of eggs are finally ready to hatch, the mother is shriveling, starving, and ready to become initials on a Twitter bio. Struggle doesn't end there. In fact, that's when it starts. These babies the size of a grain of rice have to figure out life in an ocean full of animals that'll actually try to put an end to it. It's so bad that out of the 50,000 children, if more than 2 survive to adulthood, it's considered overachieving. That honestly wouldn't be a big deal if nature didn't already nerf them with their lifespan. It's so ridiculous.
What is their lifespan,
that a majority
actually?
of octopus species that live life to the fullest still won't be alive for their first birthday. Being an octopus means...
Wait, really? They don't survive past a year? Wait, why did I not know this? I thought they were, like, invincible. Cue the invincible fucking cutscene. Also, sorry, I'm gonna turn on subtitles because he's talking a bit fast for me.
Means you can be born on New Year's, have a midlife crisis by June, only to be a memory by October. Giving an animal high intelligence just to cut its life after 1 to 2 years just seems like an intentional dick move. And because they have no shell or no armor, they'd honestly be lucky to live that long. Having no real way to defend themselves means a good number of them end up a sea lion's chew toy or a dolphin's frisbee. To be fair, octopus do have camouflage. In some cases, highly toxic.
Hey, that's the one we learned about last video. The most toxic freaking octopus. That's the size of a... What is that the size of? An orange.
Venom.
Here we go.
But for the most...
Wait, no, not an orange. A really big walnut. Yeah.
part, they get bodied by most of the ocean. And to add insult to injury, every octopus you see is probably a virgin because once they get laid, they die. We already saw what happens to the mother, but where did daddy at? Once the male octopus mates, he basically just gives up on life. The male octopus that's catched in his beak will swim around catatonically until he either gets torn apart by predators or dies of starvation as his body falls apart due to senescence.
The condition and process of deterioration. Is the high that it gets after reproducing just so high that they get brain fog and then just float around until they die? Why?
Like it really matters because most female octopus are bigger than the males, and sometimes they'll attack and cannibalize him during. But one thing's for sure, if his date doesn't put him out of commission, his post-nut clarity will. Octopus don't live long, but for the months they're alive, their entire existence is a jihad. Now you know why Squidward couldn't give a if a paid him. At least with the octopus.
Wait, why would evolution or natural selection or whatever evolve in such a way where reproducing causes you to die? How does that make sense? What the heck?
It just seems to be really bad luck. They may be a victim of circumstance, but at least you get the idea that nature didn't go out of its way to screw them. Not like with this bird. Kiwi bird is probably the best proof that evolution ain't.
Kiwi bird! I like the kiwi bird! I miss the kiwi bird! I don't know if you guys know what I'm about to bring up. Were you guys there for like that really early part of YouTube where there was an animation about a kiwi bird trying to learn how to fly, but it couldn't, and then it just fell to its brutal death? You know what I'm talking about? That traumatized me. That was probably my villain origin story watching that. I hope I'm not old for remembering this. Surely you guys know what I'm talking about, right?
This tiny bird is actually part of the rat type family. And this cookout includes ostriches, emus, cassowaries, and the rhea. But unlike his bigger cousins, this bird that shares its name with a fruit is about 18 inches tall and no more than 7 pounds. It's kind of like having cousins 6'3", 6'4", and 6'6", yet you came out looking like Tory Lanez.
Isn't it extinct?
Like your family's tall enough to fit in an NBA locker room, yet you get it from a chair and stay the same height. But of course, nature wasn't done screwing with this bird because like its relatives, they can't fly. Totally flightless, and despite being related to ostriches, a Jurassic reject, and a bird that literally won a war against Australia,
oh! I've heard about that Australian war thing with the bird. I'm not too knowledgeable on it, so I want to watch a video about it too with you guys. But I've heard of it. I've at least seen like the Wikipedia freaking title that refers to it. That's so intriguing.
Basically, you're looking at a bird that can't bird. The kiwi is such light work that they can only survive on islands without any mammalian predators because there are really a couple stray cats
they're still alive
in history books.
Oh,
and
so
somehow,
cute!
Because nature shrunk everything about this bird. Everything except the eggs they have to push out of their body.
Oh,
despite being about 60 times smaller, kiwis have to deal with eggs nearly the same size as an ostrich's.
Oh,
and at 20% of its body weight, that would be like the average woman birthing a 35-pound baby.
My God!
It's such a hell to live that the egg actually rearranges the bird's organs and stretches its rib cage. There's too many things.
That sounds like a horror movie if that happened to humans. Are you kidding me?
Wrong with them for me not to think nature had serious beef with this bird. Especially when you realize the kiwi's closest ancestor was the elephant bird, which was about 10 feet, 1,600.
That's a bird?
Pounds. So yeah,
I need to learn more about historic animals. What the heck is an elephant bird? I have so many questions.
Got nerfed bad. At least they didn't get hit as hard as, say, the sloth. For being completely honest here, the sloth has almost nothing going for it.
You leave my sloth babies alone. My spirit animal.
Leaves, their diet makes them one of the slowest animals on the planet. Because they physically can't afford to spend energy they don't have, because going into debt would mean death. It's to the point where baby sloths have to quite literally hold on for dear life, because if it falls to the jungle floor, the mother likely won't waste the energy trying to get it back. And that's because if you're a sloth, leaving this tree is the most dangerous thing you'll ever do. Sloths only poop about once a week, and when they do, they'll climb out of the tree and get on the ground to do it. Why they don't just...
I wish I could only poop once a week. I hate pooping. I hate when I'm clocking in at work and I just feel the biggest dump incoming. Gets me out of my flow state, you know?
Drop a deuce from the trees, I couldn't tell you. Nobody knows what goes on in their heads. But this means about half of all sloth deaths involve getting
why is it built like that?
One thing sloths have going for them is that they're so mind-numbingly slow that algae actually grows on them, giving them free camouflage.
Really?
There's a catch. There is always a catch. When one of your biggest ops is an eagle with quite literally some of the best eyes in the world, wearing a moth blanket isn't going to amount to too much.
Yeah.
And you know evolution was actively working with them because sloths are actually really good swimmers and can hold their breath for 40 minutes longer than dolphins and seals. But
really?
Almost nothing when most of the time they go swimming is by accident when they fall out of a tree.
Yeah, I've never seen them in water.
Might save them from drowning, but it won't save them from getting...
It looks so goofy. Why is it built like that? What the heck? Groot if he was a sloth. My gosh.
Or a black caiman.
An
The really sad
anaconda!
part is, sloths could actually be way better than this. Its close relatives, the armadillo and anteater, are able to put the same
I like the way he says that. You could be better. You have potential.
that it has to good use, and anteaters have even been known to swing on jaguars.
Oh yeah, I've learned about that.
That has put jaguars and people in coffins.
Your anteaters are
and then
crazy.
you have a moth blanket with a face. Just like the kiwi, the sloth used to be better than this.
Hey! This is like the same energy when your mom is comparing you to your more successful cousins. Like, leave them alone. Why you gotta put them on blast?
Ethereum, aka the giant ground sloth, was in the same weight class as elephants, and they actually knew how to use those claws.
This is a real creature too?
So much so that if Ice Age were realistic, Sid would have worn Diego's ass like a fur coat. But its massive size ended up screwing it in the end, as they basically got hunted into oblivion by humans, leaving us now with the
Wait, we hunted them? When was the last time that one was seen? Man, stories like these make me so sad, because nature is so incredible, and there's so many incredible creatures that existed, and then they just go poof! They go poof! Makes me so sad.
Actually defenseless, dead-eyed, slower than molasses algae apartment that we call the sloth. You know that thing on TV where it's like someone gets a genie that grants wishes, but only does so in a way that horribly bends them over in the end, and the moral's supposed to be careful what you wish for?
Wait, let me read this. I want to be able to fly. You're dying of cancer. Of course, you can be co-pilot as your dying wish. This is fucked up.
That basically sums up this next animal, because it looks like it got finessed by a genie in one of the most disrespectful ways possible. This is a fiddler crab. Male fiddlers have one giant brolic claw whose only purpose is to get a female.
It's gonna fiddle me.
Lady crabs choose their mate based on who has the biggest claw and therefore can pass the best genes to her clutch of eggs. The problem is, that is literally the only thing this claw is good for. Because that claw is too big to pick up food, the male fiddler crab can only feed himself with that smaller claw. That massive claw is actually a disability that means the males either eat half the food or take twice as long as the females. The only problem with that is that these crabs only eat during low tide, and the longer the crab spends eating, the more likely they are to end up as someone else's
Doomfist if he was a crab.
dish. In the evolutionary entrees for female validation, the male fiddler crab is more likely to end up getting eaten by gulls, raccoons, reptiles, and sometimes even bigger crabs.
Raccoons?
Since the females enabled
Raccoons eat
by
crabs.
being attracted to the bigger but less functional claws, the fiddler is now trapped in a vicious cycle. By preferring males with a trait that quite literally gets them put on a shirt, the females indirectly screw the next generation. Gotta be careful what you wish for, especially if you're this next animal. Because the peacock has the same problem on steroids.
Wait, what's wrong with the
We can all agree
peacock?
that the peacock is the biggest flexor in the animal kingdom.
Yeah, dude, peacocks are beautiful. I want to see one in real life. I want to see one in real life so bad. Aren't peacocks also Australian? I don't remember. They're so beautiful.
And rightfully so. And just like with the crab and basically every other aspect of life, bigger is most certainly better. The more colorful and eye-catching, the better the peacock's chances at bagging a peahen. They'll even shimmy their tail feathers in a way that hypnotizes any female watcher. But like I said, never make a deal with a genie.
I'm
Because the good
hypnotized.
news is a peacock showing off will always be the center of attention.
That's
Bad news is sometimes that
true.
attention
Predators.
comes from a 700-pound assault weapon with stripes.
Yeah.
And because those tail feathers are so heavy, not only can't the peacock see behind itself,
Oh, this
even if it
video is
does see death coming, it takes
crazy.
them longer to get off the ground out of the tiger's
Whoa!
reach. Just like with the crab, the peacock
Wait, peacocks can fly? I don't think they can fly super high, right? Maybe like a chicken, like how a chicken can fly?
Its biggest flex is often what gets it buried. In a cruel twist from fate, the peacocks that are safer from tigers are usually the ones that get less attention from females.
What?
So by having a preference, the peahens doom their future children to a fate of ultimately ending up as a tiger's toothpick. The peacock and fiddler both got
Oh,
handed
I guess that
massive
makes
elf in nature,
sense.
but at least you can
Wait,
see
that's
the
so
thought
sad. Beauty is pain type shit. If that catchphrase was an animal, that would be the peacock. That's so sad.
process behind it. Having huge claws and fancy feathers attracts females, so technically it does serve a purpose. In comparison, the Luna moth got shafted for no reason at all.
Luna
To make a
moth.
long story short, adult Luna moths don't have a mouth and therefore can't eat. The only thing keeping them alive is the energy they store as caterpillars, but once that runs out, so does their time.
I'm trying to process. What? Wait, so do they have mouths as a caterpillar? Because how do they have energy as a caterpillar? Or is it just straight up they were never born with a mouth and their energy as a caterpillar comes from their energy of just being born and that transitions to their adult life? What? Or do they have mouths as a caterpillar and then they go into the cocoon and then they come out and they don't have a mouth anymore? What? That's gotta be the craziest nature malfunction I've ever heard of. That's so interesting. I want to look this
Luna
up.
moths live for about a week, just long enough to reproduce and doom their children to the same
That's so sad. But I feel like butterflies also only live for like a week, right? Or like 2 weeks? I don't remember.
fate of a non-consensual hunger strike. If you ask Google why the Luna moth doesn't have a mouth, it'll tell you because its only purpose is to mate.
What the fuck? Sorry, I was reading this. What? Oh,
Which is
hell
really
no.
nature not giving a fraction of a fuck about them. Yeah, that's cruel. Question is,
That's
what
so
could possibly
sad.
be cooler? Well, if you know what this is, you probably have the answer.
What
This
is that?
a sea louse. It's a member
Sea
of the
louse.
Caligulae family of copepods,
Looks
which
like
is
a
basically just
flea.
a bunch of small crustaceans. You probably noticed that for the peacocks
That's a bunch
and
of
the crabs,
fancy
it was
words.
the guys getting the worst of it. Apparently, nature believes in a weird form of equality because right now it's up for the
Yeah, I noticed that too. I hear this a lot. Like it seems like the males in most animals somehow get the brunt end of things. Or is it blunt end? Sorry. The blunt end of things. I mean, you got queen bees, you got everything I learned in this video. It's so interesting. Nature is nature. So interesting.
girls. The horror show starts when a male
Yay! It's time for female oppression!
sea louse kidnaps a much smaller female and then forcibly drags her into what I can only describe as a crustacean sex dungeon. Where you can have up to 20 other victims also trapped. It's at this moment where this movie loses its rating because the male will forcibly impregnate every last female in his burrow, and this often involves penetrating her abdomen. But don't worry, it gets worse. As her brood of children that she never asked for begin to grow, they decide to start eating their way out. Eventually, the mother's body splits open as her nursery of psychopaths rush out of her now mutilated husk of a corpse. This might be one of the only times where the babies abort the mother. She doesn't even really get to give birth. Her children just bring her death. You might be wondering,
How the fuck does nature evolve into the... How did we go from single-celled organisms to this? Wow.
why evolution would even give this nonsense the green light.
Yeah.
One sea louse are entering an ocean full of danger, and having a full meal before they make it out on their own apparently increases their chance of survival. And by cannibalizing their own mother, it's basically a home-cooked meal. Somehow, this isn't even the worst birth on this list. That
What?
belongs to the
It gets
hyenas.
worse?
Straight up death is actually better than
Hyena?
what they go through.
Really?
The hyenas evolved a pseudo-penis that's so similar
A what? Why it look like it got
to the
scoliosis?
real thing, it's actually difficult to tell males and females apart.
Oh wait,
This is a
actually,
female. Only
That's
problem
a
is it's not just
female.
for show. They actually have to give birth to that thing. And yes, it's every bit as painful as you think. And just to somehow make it even worse relative to the mother's size, hyenas have to give birth to the largest cubs of any carnivore. And they have to do it through
this video is a fucking nightmare, guys. Every single animal on this list, or at least 80% of it, I feel, has some kind of terrifying birth-giving nightmare process going on. What is happening? And my question is, why is giving birth so painful for so many animals? Don't you think natural selection and evolution would want it to be less painful to kind of encourage it? But I guess not, because pain has clearly never stopped these animals from reproducing. It's so interesting.
a penis. A good amount of first-time mothers don't even survive this because the process involves
Oh,
rupturing and
no.
splitting open the pseudo to make it easier for the cubs. But the cubs don't
Ow!
get it easy either. About 60% of hyena cubs will suffocate on the way out and become
Suffocate?
before technically even joining the present. And you
That's
would
so
think because this directly
sad.
affects the mother and the cub that evolution would have patched this. But apparently nature and Lion King have something in common when it comes to doing hyenas dirty.
Yo! I did not consent to watching this,
We're
guys!
talking about an animal that got
What
done
the
dirty.
heck?
This picture kind of speaks for itself. Matter of fact, this is probably going to be the thumbnail because this is nature at its grindest.
It is.
A lot of y'all probably knew this animal is coming just from reading the title, but for those of you that didn't, that was the
I
skull of the
don't
babirusa.
know.
It's a wild pig found in Indonesian islands like Sulawesi. If you already knew that,
Excuse
it's
me.
probably because of those teeth. Those tusks penetrate out of its snout only to do a complete 180 and head right back towards its face. If the male
Ow.
babirusa can't wear down this hellish overbite or he doesn't lose them in a fight, then the teeth will end up growing right back into his head.
Really?
Entering the skull and ultimately piercing the brain. The worst part of it all is that by the time it gets clapped by its own dental plan, the babirusa's probably already had children and therefore passed on its bullshit to its kids. It's a lot like
Oh
Parkinson's.
my
Okay, hear me out. The problem with
gosh.
Parkinson's is that it usually develops late in life, usually around the age of 60. And patients can have it for years without being diagnosed. So by the time they do
I actually didn't know it shows up at age 60.
find
Huh.
out, it's possible they could have already had kids and grandkids that they could have passed it off to. See the problem, right? The only good thing is that it's somewhat rare for
Wait, can you figure out if it's like dormant in you or oh, it's not genetic or huh? Wait, I'm learning more about humans right now. What the heck is
a child that
happening?
inherit Parkinson's from their parents. The babirusa, not so lucky.
I mean, yeah.
And as long as females find big tusks attractive, and as long as the tusks only murk them after they've had babies, this pig is going to be screwed eternally, and evolution can't even stop it.
That's
But when you
so
talk about being
sad.
sodomized by the fleshy phallus of nature, you're probably talking about cheetahs. If you watch If
Cheetahs?
you're watching this, you probably do. You probably heard him say that cheetahs are F tier
Cheetahs? Wait, I fucking love cheetahs. Why are they F tier?
garbage that either need to be buffed or just vaulted out of their misery. I love cheetahs, I really do, but out of every animal on this list, evolution might have bodied the cheetah the hardest, and for one simple reason. Cheetahs are really fast.
They are?
That is all they have. Cheetahs are
That's it? Have you guys ever seen videos of cheetahs meowing? They're so cute! Give me a pet cheetah, guys. I can take care of it, I promise.
Textbook example of why you should never dump all your evolution points in one spill, because you'll just get bent over in every other aspect of life. Because they're built for speed and absolutely nothing else, cheetahs often get bullied by other predators, especially lions and hyenas. And because cheetahs have to expend so much energy just to make a kill, it forces them to rest right after, which makes it really easy for other animals to just step in and run their pockets.
No!
But for real, if you're a cat and a bird that literally only eats the dead is able to run you off, you got a lot of problems. Worst part is, cheetahs could easily avoid all of this. Leopards are also lightweight, solitary hunters that occasionally get their food stolen, but they're able to carry their kills up in trees where they can't get harassed by scavengers.
Wow, that's crazy. I had no idea they could do this.
But in the evolutionary race for speed, cheetahs evolved non-retractable claws to use as cleats to keep traction while running. Which is why cheetahs can't climb trees, so they gotta get violated on the ground. Cheetahs are such pushovers that one hyena can successfully rob several cheetahs right in their face and then dare them to do something about it. Cheetahs compromise everything for speed, so now they get to speed run through life. About 70% of cheetah cubs born in the wild will be 6 feet under before their first birthday. And just to add on to that, because why the hell not? Thanks to genetic bottleneck, a majority of the cheetah population is highly inbred. What you're looking at is a cat that doesn't really know how to cat. Because instead of roaring like lions, tigers, and leopards, the best is spotted.
Yeah! That's what I was talking about! I thought it was cute! I didn't know it was because of a evolutionary defect.
YouTube it real quick, you'll find they make every sound that isn't a roar.
Yeah. It's so cute though!
And that's how you know evolution went out of its way.
But that probably means it can't intimidate its prey, huh?
Cheetahs have been around for about 3 million years and decided they were just gonna IM speed their way through life. And because of that, unless it's a 100-meter dash or a bird call contest, this overgrown house cat loses every single time. Obviously, there's a lot of good things about the cheetah, but not nearly enough to justify the abuse they go through. Which is probably why a majority of cheetahs in captivity experience severe anxiety so bad that it prevents them from mating and they need an emotional support dog.
Wait, really?
Don't get me wrong, but it's another reason why cheetahs are dangerously close to being the pandas of cats, and that's not...
That makes sense. Wow. I'm like having an epiphany right now. The pandas of cats is a really good analogy. That's really sad. I feel sad when an animal can't really thrive outside of captivity.
Something anyone wants to be. And don't get it twisted, I don't enjoy roasting cheetahs. I actually really love them, but if nature has feelings, this Cheeto's mascot isn't one of them. And those
Cheeto's mascot!
That got the middle finger from evolution. I'm not gonna lie to you, this video was low-key a pain to make. So if you like the video and like to support this channel, my Patreon's gonna be in the description, but please.
Yeah, I'm liking and subscribing.
Don't give money if you can't afford it. Because honestly, I don't need money, I just wanted to cover my crippling enemies addiction. Subscribing doesn't cost you anything, so think about it.
Yeah! I will do it! You guys should give him your money too. Or your like and subscription. I'll link this video down in the comment section so you can get redirected to it very easily. But yeah, that last one made me sad. I love cheetahs. They've always been one of my favorite animals. The more I learn, nature doesn't give a fuck about you, but you know who does? Me! No, but seriously, thank you so much for sticking through the end of this video. I also got recommended to watch a channel named Extinct Zoo, I think, so I'll be reacting to that one this Saturday, most likely. So be on the lookout for that. Otherwise, as always, thank you so much again. Be sure to join the Discord server if you want to hang out and post videos you want me to react to in there. And I'll see you all next time. Johnny!